Welcome to Your School News. I'm Riley Peterson.
And I'm Araceli Limadurian. Now let's get right to the news. Today's top headlines include Winter Park hosts Waste-Free Wednesdays, NHCS kicks off National School Breakfast Week, and NHCS names new superintendent.
First up, we have this week's top story. Students over at Winter Park Elementary School are doing their part to help protect the earth. The principal tells us that Waste-Free Wednesdays is an exciting initiative that started small and began with the students that presented staff with the problem that they were spending too much trash to the landfill, especially during lunchtime. During lunch, students separate what's left on their trays and lunch boxes into the trash, recyclables, and the compost. On average lunch days, the school produces 20 bags of trash that goes into the landfill, but on Waste-Free Wednesdays, the school averages only 2 bags. Winter Park has saved nearly 10,000 pounds of waste to date. They have also partnered with UNCW and Wilmington Compost Company to help reduce the contribution to the landfill.
As much waste goes into the landfill, and as much as we waste that we don't know, it's better off to make sure that everything gets recycled and composted so all that doesn't have to be wasted. It can be used for something good.
We're trying to capture as much as we can from going to the county landfill each Wednesday, and it's exciting news. We're going to expand with the help of UNCW to Tuesdays and Wednesdays starting next week.
March 2nd kicks off National School Breakfast Week, a special week of celebration designated to bring positive attention to the school's breakfast program and the impact it has on our school community. Research demonstrates that school breakfast consumption boosts students' academic performance, grades, and test scores, increases concentration, alertness, comprehension, and memory, improves classroom behavior, reduces absenteeism and tardiness. School breakfast participation is also linked to a lower body mass index, lower probability of being overweight or obese, and improved diet quality.
Make sure to join us for the annual Regional Science Olympiad coming up Saturday, March 7th at UNC Wilmington. We'll be there broadcasting the events live all day on Spectrum Cable Channel 5 and online. Over the years, the Science Olympiad has grown throughout the state of North Carolina. Nearly 1,000 middle schools and high school students from Bladen, Brunswick, Columbus, New Hanover, and Pender counties will compete in this year's event. 64 middle and high school teams will compete in 46 activities that will test their skills and knowledge of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The fun activities range from launching bottle rockets and building gliders to examining a crime scene and identifying fossils.
The orchestra students at Ashley High School participated in United Sound once a week. They are grouped with EC students and they all work together to learn to play strings and read music, and they perform together at every concert. Many of these students will also be in the Ashley Best Foot Forward act this year. United Sound has been incredibly rewarding for all the students. New Hanover County Schools will present the 31st annual Best Foot Forward show on Friday, March 13th at the Wilson Center, located on the campus of Cape Fear Community College. Best Foot Forward will feature the brightest and most talented students from several schools, showcasing the district's art education curriculum through music, dance, visual art, and drama. Here is a sneak peek at rehearsals.
Noble Middle School recently hosted William Kankwamba, author of the Netflix movie and best-selling book, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, based on the true story about a 13-year-old boy in Malawi who, against all the odds, invents an unconventional way to save his family and village from famine. Kankwamba gained fame in his country in 2002 when he built a wind turbine to power multiple electrical appliances in his family's using blue gum trees, bicycle parts, and materials collected in a local scrapyard. Since then, he has built a solar-powered water pump that supplies the first drinking water in his village and 2 other wind turbines. He spoke about his life and experiences during the school visits. Now for the NHCS Big Story. The New Hanover County Board of Education recently selected Dr. Dell Burns to serve as an interim superintendent. Dr. Burns will take the position effective Monday, March 2nd. He has more than 44 years of experience in education and served previously as the Wake County Superintendent until retiring in June of 2010. Since his retirement, he has served in multiple interim superintendent roles, including the Alamance, Burlington, Edgecombe County, Orange County, Bertie County, Nash Rocky Mount, and Wake County schools. This is the next necessary step to help provide stability to the district, and our board appreciates the North Carolina School Boards Association for assisting with this process, said Lisa Estep, chair of the New Hanover County Board of Education. With his vast experience, we are confident that Dr. Burns is the right choice to lead our district while the search continues for a permanent superintendent. Our goal remains making our schools safe for students, families, and staff.
Congratulations to Miss Stacy Stewart, Spanish teacher at Wilmington Early College High School, for being awarded the SCOLT Southern Conference in Language Teaching Scholarship. The SCOLT Scholarship Program is designed for Spanish teachers K through 12 who want to learn new methodologies, classroom activities, organize cultural programs, and create materials to teach Spanish as a second language. Ms. Stewart will spend 2 weeks in educational programs and field excursions with a Samanak educational community in Cuernavaca, Mexico this summer.
Black History Month is an annual observance originating in the United States, where it is also known as African American History Month. It has received official recognition from governments in the United States and Canada, and more recently has been observed unofficially in Ireland, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. It began as a way of remembering important people and events in the history of African Americans. It is celebrated in February in the United States. The month wrapped up last week, but we have a special feature we want to share with you from NASA that remembers the life of Katherine Johnson, an American hero.
My problem was to answer questions. And I did that to the best of my ability at all times. I liked what I was doing. I liked work. I liked the stars and stories we were telling. And it was a joy.
I think it was pretty well known that Katherine Johnson was an unusual person with an incredible gift. Her mathematical skills were just phenomenal.
Katherine Johnson's story is an amazing story, and it had an impact on my life. Two things that just come to mind is her persistence and her determination.
The story of Katherine Johnson and the other mathematicians that worked with her definitely had an impact on my career. It's people like her and others that came along with her that paved the way for people like me to become astronauts.
Now don't go away, we'll be right back. Your school news continues on Spectrum Cable Channel 5 and online with Apple TV and Roku. Also make sure to look for our red and blue logo for all the latest news in high definition on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Welcome back to Your School News. I'm Riley Peterson.
And I'm Araceli Lima Duran.
There's a lot going on Twitter these days, and with our NHCS chat hashtag, you can join the conversation too. Right now, it's time for our What's Tweeting segment, all the latest New Hanover County Schools news and photos that are creating a buzz on Twitter. Murrayville staff and students send special thanks to UNCW interns that recently visited and worked among everyone there. On Tuesday, interns Katie Durkin and Angie Royal shared to everyone the importance of creating routines and procedures and establishing solid classroom management strategies. The group consists of around 6 to 10 interns that are active and engaged in classes to talk to staff and students about life lessons, importance on certain skills around the classroom, and much more.
Students at Hoggard High School are all about finding ways to serve smiles to everyone around them. A group of students at Hoggard run a cafe named Bike City Java, where they sell and deliver goods such as coffee and treats to the teachers and staff. The students recently have the opportunity to provide coffee for staff at the central office. Way to go, Vikings!
As part of Shadow Week, students at Trask Middle School recently reviewed Black History Month projects with Wilmington Early College students as part of an early college experience. The freshmen helped and explained to younger students about their experiences while also teaching them in the process. Also during the process, the younger students checked out many classes and got a lot of future knowledge.
It's safe to say that students at Castle Hayne Elementary have met some new friends. The students were surprised by some furry friends thanks to Paws for People, an organization that helps assist people with the help of therapy dogs. The furry friends visited their less furry companions and played with them throughout the whole visit. Aside from playing with their new friends, the students learned the purpose of therapy dogs and the amazing things that they do to help people each and every day.
Myrtle Grove Middle School had plenty of reasons to be proud of their mini Gators. Within this past week, in the county's math competition, their Math Count squad placed 5th, while a student of the name Scott McFarland placed in the top 10. But that's not all. The school was recently crowned the winners of the Black History Month Quiz Bowl. Congratulations to the Gators and all their recent W's.
This is Your School News on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at nhcs.net. Also make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And for the latest weather conditions, keep it right here for your exclusive Weather Plus forecast that's on the screen when you need it.
These two tanks are from the Spheres slosh experiment, which we've been working on up here.
Microgravity has a lot to teach us. Take these containers. The green liquid inside is showing us how fuel swirls around in a tank while it moves through space. What we learn could help us design safer, more efficient spacecraft. At any given time, we are conducting close to 300 different experiments aboard the International Space Station. Research like this is preparing us for the future of space exploration.
That's cool.
We really can't mimic the environment on the space station anywhere on this planet. And it's what makes it such a special place and why scientists from many universities, several companies, like to send their science up. Because once you remove gravity, many things act differently.
This season, we're exploring why we send science to space and what it takes to get it there. Spoiler alert, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to conduct research in microgravity.
So this is our first project that's going up to the station, and our first project working with anyone involved in the space program. So it's a very exciting time for us. The transition from what am I going to do with my life in the middle of graduate school to here I am sitting in Houston getting ready for our launch. I can't hardly believe that it's actually happening.
Meet Elaine, one of the co-founders of Tympanogen, a medical device startup based in Virginia. Her company is developing a gel patch that can serve as a replacement for eardrum repair surgery. That could have huge benefits here on Earth, but launch that gel to space, and the opportunities for use grow even more. First, we have to back up a few steps. Putting your life's work on top of a rocket may seem like a daunting task, But there's a system in place to help scientists who know nothing about spaceflight get their research into orbit. You see, NASA and its international partners aren't the only source of science aboard the space station. The ISS U.S. National Laboratory creates pathways to space for companies, universities, and even young students. If you're starting a journey into the unknown, it helps to have an expert at your side to navigate the way. The National Lab connects researchers with implementation partners who provide resources and guidance for taking an experiment from Earth to microgravity. Elaine and her team are working with nanoracks.
They have the plate reader on the space station that's going to be used for our project, and they're coordinating the launch and getting all the materials together for us. We're glad that we're working with them because we're glad that somebody has done this before and can help us along with the process.
7,643.
The project that we're sending to the space station is looking at how hydrogels behave in microgravity conditions, and we're specifically looking at how the structure changes and how drug release profiles change in the absence of gravity.
My name is Paris Du. I'm a co-founder and co-inventor of this technology, and I've been with Tympanogen since day zero. Hydrogels are a very important materials. They are high volume water that can very well mimic the extracellular matrix of our body. So we really thought that answering this question can really help the scientific community.
Confused? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Think of hydrogels like a scoop of gelatin. Not quite a liquid, not quite a solid, definitely made up of mostly water. We can use hydrogels to cover wounds and even deliver antibiotics to promote healing. For that reason, hydrogels are being studied for use for things like wound care for soldiers on battlefields.
If you are far away from a hospital or a clinic and you can't get good medical care right away, and that soldier has a wound, could you apply that hydrogel directly to the wound site and begin to treat any infection that might be coming on? What about in space, though? What if we are far away from Earth's surface, on our way towards Mars, and we also have another wound on an arm or a leg, and we need a better way to treat that wound and make sure it doesn't become infected? So Tympanogen, the hydrogel itself, is a great example of a dual-purpose technology. It's something we can use not only on the Earth, but up in space.
This research could provide previously unknown foundations for future hydrogel studies. It's a great example of how microgravity can offer new insights into systems we've already explored on Earth.
The data that we're collecting is so basic science that it's hard to find those sorts of projects at this stage. As a researcher, that's really exciting for us as well. And it's in space.
And when it gets to space, it goes into the hands of astronauts who will run the experiment in orbit. Just like training for launch, landing, and spacewalks, crew members participate in hours of scientific training to prepare them for running many of the hundreds of experiments that are ongoing aboard the space station. Ready to go to class with an astronaut? We'll take you along.
Well, a lot had changed in 11 years since he was up there. There was a new experiment, so he hadn't seen that either. They tell us, you know, hey, this is a lot easier if you just go upside down. You know, you're going to be in microgravity and this will work differently.